Good morning, everybody. I hope you are well. Let's wake up. I'm still not awake yet. Let's have some coffee, some tea, have some snacks, whatever. Let's just chill so we can contemplate something this morning. What? I'm not sure yet. So let's find out. This is our morning dose of Deviant Daily, which I hope you are enjoying. And let me know. Hello, hello, hello. Hi. Welcome. Let me know in the comments if you are enjoying the dailies. I enjoy doing them. I enjoy spending time with you, connecting with everyone again. So thank you for allowing me to do this. I chose a card from the Therapets deck. Very simple. So I think today it's not going to be as long, but that's okay. It's not about time. It's about quality. Um, and really, the quote or the affirmation or expression from the therapist card is, "It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay." So just affirm that. Like, how does that make you feel when you look in the mirror and you focus on your breathing and you stare at yourself and you just say, "You know what? It's going to be okay." Where is that applied in your body? Where is that applied in your life, in your mind, in your heart? It's going to be okay. How does that make you feel? Just something to contemplate this morning. Okay. And it's coupled with the Page of Cups reversed. And so I always teach that reversals, they're not negative, they're not evil, they're not bad. It's like, oh, something bad's happening, but they can be challenging, and there's nothing wrong with challenge. We learn a lot about ourselves through like opposition, through challenge, through friction, right? We learn a lot about ourselves and our experiences when we have different things sort of come up where we're met with like friction, challenge. And so it's going to be okay. We already trust that. We already know. We've already expressed that. And so what kind of things are coming out today? The Page of Cups. Well, pages represent like messengers. Pages can also, it doesn't have to be us. It could be other people. Maybe our challenges are with other people, like younger people, or not just like younger as in children, but it could be like younger acting people, because y'all, we know people who are like older in age, like, let's say they're in their 60s or 70s, but they're acting like they're 12. We know all kinds of people like that. So it very well could be, if it's a person in our life, it could be maybe something challenging with someone who is acting, not their age. They're acting a little younger and kind of immature. Again, pages, messengers, pages can be like initiators. Like they bring something, they bring information into play. And what kind of information? Cups are water. And so we recognize, like, oh, this is emotional, like watery. Again, what do you associate with water? What kind of key words would you apply to like the water element? What do you think of when you think of water? We have emotions, we have fluidity, we have like this ebb and flow, we have turbulence, we have adapting, because when something's put into water, it kind of adapts, right? Water flows with it, moves it around. And so water is unbothered by that. It moves with pretty much everything. And so we have that. So the message is of a watery nature. It could be our relationships, our heart, right? And so we recognize, again, it's going to be okay. But we recognize, like, with the Page of Cups reverse, that this could be ourselves, but it can also be people in our lives that are acting a little foolish, maybe emotionally irresponsible, maybe spiritually irresponsible. And let's, what's going on here. This page, I always think the Page of Cups is super fun, carefree. And I mean, they're talking to a fish, but reverse, that fish, again, fish can represent so many different things depending on upbringing. but fish can be abundant, right? And so the fish, if it's reversed, the cup is reversed, that fish is like plopping out, fish out of water. What does that make you feel? How does that play into your life right now? So the fish out of water, it's like, okay, I'm not talking to a fish anymore. The fish is flopping around. Sorry, y'all. The abundance is flopping around. There's stuff there, and I have to deal with the communication of it. Like I have to connect with it, but I'm having a hard time connecting because we're not on the same page. Sorry, page, same page. That's so dumb. But thank you for laughing with me. You should laugh. Um, you know what I mean? So, with the Page of Cups reversed, we recognize that this could be a time where there's friction, there's challenge when in our relationships with people that we're close to, and it could be new relationships, or what's coming to me right now, it could be more about like a relationship. Y'all, it's early. I can't talk. It's okay. But it could be a relationship that we've had for a while, but something new has been interjected. Something new has been introduced into that relationship, that long standing relationship. Like something new has shifted. Maybe feelings have shifted. Like maybe something like that is coming up, and so this is something we have to deal with, because maybe we don't share the same sort of feelings or ideals or anything like that. So there's shaky ground here in regards to relationships. And so we have to realize, like, you know what, if a relationship isn't the same, it changes, it's okay, we are going to be okay. And so what is coming up for us in our lives, what's coming up in our relationships? And so maybe there are emotional things that are coming up that we have to be aware of. And again, the page is looking towards the future, so we recognize in order for us to really move towards the future of our relationships, we're going to have to get on the same page. We're going to have to be emotionally honest. We're going to have to be able to have those communications. And if we're not, again, if we're not able to turn this back up, if we're not able to be on the same page, then we have to recognize that we're just going to grow more apart. Does that make sense? And so sometimes this could be an indicator that it's time to work on intimacy issues, commitment issues. It's time to, help our relationships grow as best as we can. And again, whatever type of relationship that is, a friendship, intimate relationship, whatever it is, no judgment. How, one, many parties, whatever, it requires all parties involved to show up and be vulnerable so we can get on the same page. And if you're the only one doing the work, that is something that you have to recognize. That is something that you have to decide, like, what you want to do with it. Because if no one else is doing the work and no one else is on the same page and they're not willing to do that, then you have to recognize, like, you know what, it's going to be okay. Whatever I choose, this is my choice. And with the Page of Cups as well, it might be more about like it's time for us to think about things a little more, because Page is, again, very emotional, very loving, very relationship oriented. Cups, I should say, Page of Cups energy in that space. But reverse, we recognize, like, oh, all of this emotion, all this water is coming out, so it could be overly emotional. And so maybe right now I need to incorporate some air. I need to dry this water up a little, because it is being depleted, but it's being poured out. So right now we have an overabundance of water. And so maybe I need to be more like thoughtful, intellectual. I need to use my head space a little more than my heart space, right? And so this could be a sign for us this morning to contemplate on, maybe I'm too emotionally attached to something, and so maybe I need to think about things. I need to be a little more air-like. I need to dry this stuff up, and I need to I need to have my thought process in line with my heart process. But it might be time for me to be more mindful of the relationship stuff. Maybe I'm the one who is doing too much and putting everything in there, and no one else is. And so I need to be mindful of that. Like, I'm doing all the work, on my part, I'm doing all the work. That's not okay. If we're in a relationship, if we're whatever relationship, work relationship, friendship, whatever, um, it can't just be me. So just think about that. Um, think about that. I think that's all I want to say. I mean, there's so much that can be said about the Page of Cups, but I think that's the message that's coming up. What do you think? What do you have any last minute thoughts, expressions? Feel free to comment. And if you're watching a recording of this, still comment. I love seeing what you have to say. So thank you for sharing. But I do think that that's what's coming up right now for the Page of Cups reverse. It's going to be okay. Understand that we need to think about our relationships and our emotions, and we need to be more mindful of our heart space and more discerning as to how much we put in, how much we invest in, and be aware of where other people may be taking advantage of us, right? And so that's something we have to be aware of, and know that maybe it's time to work through intimacy issues. Maybe it's time to be able to learn how to commit a little better, but just trust our hearts and minds. They need to blend well right now, and not one or the other, but blend. Okay, it's going to be okay. And I hope you enjoyed this. If you like this, go ahead and invite your friends to our Deviant Dailies. If you want to find out different ways to support and to help continue doing these videos, you're more than welcome to check out the link in the description for different ways to show your support. I enjoyed the time we have together, so thank you again. I will talk to you later this afternoon. So enjoy the rest of your day, morning, evening, whatever time you're watching this. I wish you well. So thank you. Until later.